And as the president just a few hours ago was meeting with Queen Elizabeth back in England, the U.S. Justice Department almost simultaneously announced that 12 Russian nationals were indicted with interfering in the 2016 election. The indicted are accused of engaging in, quote, a sustained effort to hack into the computer networks of the Democratic National Committee and, of course, the Hillary Clinton presidential campaign, inserting themselves into the election. You can see the President Melania are coming off the plane at the moment, right there in Glasgow, Scotland, the birthplace of President Trump's mother. So with these indictments, which Rod Rosenstein of the FBI had said the president was notified of before he left for Europe, they come just days ahead of President Trump's meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Helsinki on Monday. How is this going to play out? Hermitage Capital CEO Bill Browder is a hedge fund manager and one of the few people in the world to have taken on Vladimir Putin and his cronies and smacked them down. Browder is the author of Red Notice, the story of avenging the murder of his Russian accountant Sergei Magnitsky, who had uncovered massive corruption and was killed by Russians. And then Browder worked with Congress to get the Magnitsky Act passed, preventing foreigners who violate human rights from entering the U.S. Bill, President Trump says he's going to ask Vladimir Putin about interfering in our election. What's your gut reaction to that?
President Trump doesn't need to ask Putin anything. Vladimir Putin is a pipsqueak in this relationship. Russia has an economy the size of the state of New York. Russia has a defense budget which is 90% less than ours. And it's clear that Russia has been up to no good. They've been invading foreign countries. They invaded Ukraine. They sent people into Syria. They've been messing around with our election, with elections all over Europe. President Trump should go there and be the world leader that he can easily be. He doesn't need to ask Putin anything. He needs to tell Putin, don't mess around anymore because we are the 800-pound gorilla and we're not going to tolerate this type of stuff happening here or elsewhere.
You having firsthand knowledge of the vicious and murderous actions of President Putin, how does it sit with you? Because some people get enraged, but others say, well, wait a minute, maybe the president's handling this properly.
Well, he doesn't need to do this. I mean, Putin is completely, he's bluffing. He's got a pair of twos. The United States has a full house. We don't need anything from Russia. We don't trade with Russia. We don't need anything from Russia. And so to go there and to put Vladimir Putin on an equal stage to the leader of the free world is a gift to Vladimir Putin. No matter what they agree on, it's a gift to Vladimir Putin that he doesn't deserve. Vladimir Putin deserves to be contained and hopefully one day sent to the International Criminal Court of The Hague. But we should not be playing nice with Vladimir Putin in any way, shape, or form.
Especially considering he rewrote borders in this day and age, snapping off a chunk of Ukraine, and it still stands today that Russia controls Crimea, that region. Tell us what really needs to happen there, because you had also said that it was the Obama administration that really didn't do anything about that. President Trump has said the same thing. Which administration is doing more and has the potential to do more?
Well, what I would say is the Obama administration basically gave Putin the green light to do whatever he wanted to do, and with that green light, he went into Ukraine, and there was nothing, and we did nothing to stop it. And with that green light, he went into Syria. With that green light, he shot down MH17 and 298 innocent people. And what Trump needs to do now is not say nice things about Vladimir Putin. I don't know where this comes from. It doesn't make any sense. His administration is not doing any of the nice stuff. His administration is actually putting in place very tough sanctions against Russia. That should continue. But there shouldn't be, the theatrics of Monday should not be for Donald Trump to be praising Vladimir Putin. To do that is a horrible injustice to all the victims of Vladimir Putin, including myself.
Yeah, let's hope that really doesn't happen. There was quite a scene, certainly at NATO, when the president called out Germany for buying a lot of its natural gas. Germany is the #1 purchaser of natural gas produced by Russia, this Nord pipeline. Where do you stand on that? Should they not be buying natural gas from Russia right now?
Well, I think it's ridiculous that Germany is basically creating a situation where they're putting themselves under the thumb of Vladimir Putin. And most other European countries feel the same way. And Germany is trying to use its economic power to insist on this pipeline, which makes no sense. And so Germany shouldn't be building this pipeline. Nobody should be putting themselves under more economic dependence of Russia. Everybody should get their gas elsewhere if they can, because Russia is a malicious player in the world, and they will use all power that they have maliciously.
They weaponized it against Eastern Europe, certainly during the coldest part of a winter recently. You had a situation. The word red notice, which of course is the title of your book, means that Interpol puts out a red notice saying if this person travels, arrest them immediately. There was a red notice put out on you years ago by Russia, and that, of course, is the reason you entitled this book, because Russia wanted you. They probably still do want you. We're thrilled to have you here, alive and kicking, but there was a situation in Spain. I just want you to clarify what happened a couple of weeks ago. You got arrested. What happened?
Yeah. So Russia has used this Interpol system, or I should say abused the Interpol system 7 times to try to have me arrested, sent back to Russia so they can kill me in one of their prisons. Oh. And I was in Madrid. I was actually in Madrid to meet with the top anti-corruption prosecutor of Spain, because we found 30 million euros from the crime that my lawyer, Sergei Magnitsky, had discovered and was killed over going to Spain. I was supposed to meet him late morning on the 30th of May. And at 9:40 a.m., 2 policemen, Spanish policemen, came with an Interpol warrant. They arrested me. They took me to the police station. I was locked up in the police station, and then they got a panic call from Interpol, realizing the mistake had been made. And then, thankfully, 2 hours later, I was released. This probably wouldn't have happened if I hadn't tweeted it out that I was being arrested, because instead of having one advocate, I had 100,000 advocates calling everybody all over the world.
Twitter.
But thank God I was out.
Twitter saved the day. It's the international distress signal. I'm glad it worked for you. Bill, we'll be watching along with you, I am sure, on Monday as President Trump meets with President Putin in Helsinki. We will have special coverage of that meeting Monday. Get started at 4 a.m. Eastern on FBN AM. So we're on it, folks. Bill Browder, our thanks to you. I recommend everybody read Red Notice. It is a fascinating but frightening and completely heart-wrenching story, a true one.